Hey there, Global Freedom Community. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to part 3 of our social selling series. My name is Jordan Maley. I'm the co-founder of the Global Freedom Community alongside my mom and business partner, Kathy Schneider, where we help female entrepreneurs create laptop lifestyle using profitable habits and evergreen marketing strategies so you can create consistent revenue without stress and overwhelm. Super excited to be coming to you guys today because I have something that I think is not being talked about enough, and I'm seeing it happen. My mom and I both are seeing it happen over and over and over to entrepreneurs across all these different niches, across all of these different industries, and across all these different platforms. And that is having something happen so that you lose your social media account. So today I'm going to talk about why you absolutely need to have the pieces in place so that if this ever happens to you, your business isn't devastated by it. And then I'm going to kind of lighten the mood a little bit and talk about why you want to have those pieces in place anyway. Some of the benefits of what we're going to be sharing today. So, as you're coming on, say hello. Let me know you're here. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Sometimes if you're commenting on Facebook, it doesn't tell me your name. So if you don't mind including your name in your comment, that would be super helpful. Otherwise, it just says Facebook user, which, I don't know who I'm talking to. So as you're coming on, say hello. Let me know you're here. And we're going to dive in and get going. So for those of you who don't know, my mom and I launched the Global Freedom Community back in 2017. It was actually we launched the business in February of that year with no audience, no influence. We had no idea how to build a coaching business or brand or create a digital course or do any of those things. But what we did know is we had knowledge that we wanted to share, and there were people out there who needed the knowledge that we had to share. And so we started this brand with the intention of growing an audience, growing a community. That's why we named it what we did. And we started this business really just trying to figure things out as we went along. And by June of that year is when we finally made our first sale inside the business. So we launched everything in February. Not like a traditional digital course launch, what you would say. It was more like we woke up one day and we're like, hey, we're in business, right? We started our social media accounts, all those things, and we made our first sale in June of that year. Fast forward 10 months, we had hit $300,000 in sales. But before we got to that point, something really awful happened. It happened in January of 2018, about a year after we started our business. And hey there, everyone who's saying hi. Hello. So it started about a year after we had started our business. We woke up one morning and could no longer access or post from our social media account. At the time, we were building exclusively on Facebook, specifically, primarily through our Facebook page and our Facebook group. But we lost access to our Facebook page. We could still access it, but we could no longer post. And what had happened is someone, I still don't know who, maybe it was a group of someone's, I don't know, came in and started tagging our account and reporting it to Facebook as fraudulent and as violating their policies and procedures. And we ended up essentially getting blacklisted. So anything we tried to post to that account would immediately get rejected, and we could no longer use that account to grow our business or connect with our followers or do anything like that. And I'll be honest, the way we responded to that at the time, looking back, I think I would have responded differently, knowing what we know now. But our first instinct was really to kind of freeze, right? At the time, we didn't know why our account had been reported. We didn't know why we had lost access. We didn't know anything about why this was happening. We just knew we lost our account. And our first gut reaction was, oh my gosh, we can't move forward until we know why this happened and know how to prevent it from happening again. Hey, Casper, good to see you here. It has been a long time no see. So that was our gut reaction. I think in hindsight, looking back, um, now knowing what we know, the correct response would have been just to instantly create a new account and just, forge forward, hoping that that wouldn't happen again. But at the time, like I said, we didn't really know what we know now, and we didn't. So we responded by just kind of phrasing. However, something really remarkable happened because of the pieces that we had in place um, when we lost our social media account. Something we had been doing since February of 2017, when we very first started our business, is we committed to building our email list. And you've probably heard this 1,000 times, right? You have all these leaders out there, all these influencers, course creators, coaches, whatever, saying, build an email list, build an email list, build an email list. And the reason we say that partially is because you don't own social media. Regardless of where you are growing your social media account, whether it's here on Facebook or YouTube or TikTok or Instagram or Twitter or LinkedIn or wherever, at the end of the day, you cannot build a house on rented land. And these platforms could go away like this. Your specific account within that platform could go away like this. I know people who have had this happen on literally every platform. All right, some multiple times. And when that happens, if that's the only place you're building and you do not have an email list, your business can be absolutely devastated. Now, can you recover? Absolutely, you can, right? You're an entrepreneur, you're resilient, you're solution focused, all those things. So, yes, you're going to recover. But wouldn't it be nice if you didn't have to, right? And what's really remarkable is the month that we lost our account with over 30,000 followers, we actually had an increase in our revenue, because losing that account required us to double down on our email marketing strategy, because now it was the only way we could connect with our audience. And despite losing that account, our revenue that month only went up. Okay. So that right there is why you absolutely need to be building an email list. Okay. You need to be building an email list. But to kind of move away from the fear side of this, I also want to talk to you today about why you want to be building an email list, right? Because sometimes you're like, well, it could happen. And in the back of your mind, it could happen. However, you're like, you keep moving the email list to the back burner, right? So let me know in the comments, do you have an email list? And are you actively building that email list? I'm going to hang on for just a second. I'm going to drink my coffee. Let me know in the comments if you're currently building an email list for your business. Hey, Matisa. Hey, yeah, I love that comment. Lost my page a few weeks ago, working to build a new audience with a pinned post on my new page. Yeah. And that's, you have to, okay, yay. I love seeing that everyone's building an email list. That's amazing. Love it, love it, love it. And yeah, building a new audience, absolutely. We immediately went to work building a new audience. We didn't swear off social media, right? Hey, Tony, good to see you here. However, at the same time, building a new audience takes time, right? And had we not had our email list, our revenue would have suffered and we would have lost this community we had built, right? And it was really, really cool because we were able to create a new account, send out an email, and instantly had, hundreds of people start following us on that new account from one email. So I love that people are building an email list. So let's talk about some of the benefits to building an engaged email list. And then I want to share some of our favorite strategies for building an email list and protecting yourself in case you ever lose your account. Okay. So benefits to building an email list. To this day, we hear people all the time, they're like, email is dead. You don't need email. And I could not disagree with that statement more, because to this day, 95% of our revenue still comes from our email list, right? So the way that our business model works, what we do is we start with social media to attract the people we want to work with. right? So you use social media to get your voice out there, get your face out there, get your value out into the world, right? Whether you're using Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. YouTube is kind of a hybrid social media thing. They're more like a SEO platform. However, they do have some community features. So I kind of lump YouTube into that. Pinterest also can be a great way to get your voice out there. So you have social media as a way to get your voice out there. But then the way that you nurture trust with those people that find you, and the way that you convert sales and actually help the people that find you, is through your email list. And I'm not saying you can't sell through social media. We sell through social media all the time. But what's really interesting is, despite all of our efforts to sell on social media, 95% of our revenue still comes from our email list, right? So that's one of the reasons why you would want to build an email list. Who here is a network marketer? Let me know. And if you're in network marketing, my mom and I have multiple streams of income within our business. We are in network marketing. We've got digital courses. We've got coaching. We do affiliates. We love having a well-rounded business model. Again, we talked about that last week. If you missed that video about why we're so passionate about helping women build multiple streams of income. So my network marketers, okay, I see quite a few of you. I love it. I love it. So a couple years ago, my mom and I were running for the top rank in our business. And we were really excited, right? Things are rocking and rolling. So we're really like supporting our team, running contests for the team, really supporting our team. But as we got close to the end of the month, we recognized we were going to be about $10,000 short in sales for the month to hit that top rank. And this was the closest we'd ever been at this time to hitting that volume amount for the given month. And so what we decided to do was create a webinar presentation and share it with our email list. So we sent out one email to our list. This was with about 9 days left in the month. No, less than that. 5 days left in the month. We were $10,000 away from our goal, and we had 5 days left in the month. And we sent out one email to our list. And by the end of the month, we had enrolled 10 new business partners on the top kit. That, combined with what our team did those last 5 days, we hit the top rank in our business from one email, right? Now that is why you want to be building an email list as a network marketer. What about as a course creator or a coach? Every single month, you need to be promoting something to your audience, right? And my mom and I, we've got things that are for sale all the time. But what I think the mistake that we make is we assume everyone knows what we offer, and we assume everyone sees what we offer all the time. When in reality, you've got to be constantly repeating yourself as an entrepreneur. And this goes for any industry, right? You've got to be constantly repeating yourself, because people are always coming and going. They're not reading every email. They're not seeing every social media post. Some people are new to your world. They weren't in your world 4 weeks ago when you talked about this thing. So now you got to talk about it again, right? So we're constantly repeating ourselves as network marketers. And something that we did that has worked really, really well for us is running these little weekend promotions on some of our smaller products month after month after month. And what's really cool about that is anytime we want a cash injection in our business, we go to our email list, right? And we take one of our programs, one of our digital products, we take 10, 15, 20% off the price for this weekend only, and we'll run a promotion, and we might make $5, $6, $7, $8, $10,000 from that weekend promotion from 2 or 3 emails, right? Whereas on social media, you can do that on social media. You can run the flash sales. However, the difference is on social media, an average of 2% of your followers are going to see any given post that you put out in the world at any given time. Now, if you post for 30 days, you're going to reach more than 2% of your followers. But if you're looking at the metrics for one single post, you're only going to hit about 2% of your followers with each post, okay? So the difference in that is with email marketing, you are guaranteed I can't even tell you the number of people that will see that email, but 15 to 20% of them will actually open it, read it, click on the link, and take you up on your offer, right? When you build an email list the right way. Hey, Sarah, good morning. So building an email list allows you to get in front of more of your people more quickly than social media, which I think is really, really powerful. So anytime you want a cash injection, you just say, hey, what can I offer that's beneficial to my audience, that is going to help them get closer to their goals while also helping me raise my bottom line in my business this month, right? So there's lots and lots of reasons that you want to be building an email list. Good morning, Priscilla. Good to see you here. So many reasons why you want to be building an email list, but those are my two favorites, right? Is really when you have a highly engaged email list, you're really able to reach out, give value, and sell anytime you want to, right? And obviously, you've got to be an ethical business owner, right? You can't offer crap to your people or they're going to stop opening your emails, they're going to stop buying. But I know you're an ethical business owner and I know you have good, high quality, valuable stuff to share with your audience. So regardless of what you want to sell, you've got to start looking at your email list like a community, right? Our email list is our most highly engaged, most valuable community. More valuable than what we're building on Facebook, more valuable than what we're building on Instagram, more valuable than what we're building on YouTube. Why? Because we get to communicate one-on-one with our email list and really build that trust and really help people more than we can through social media. All right. So this is a really great question, and it doesn't tell me who posted it, but I'm going to share it anyway because I think this is a really great question. Do you just build a list using a Google or Hotmail account? So let's talk about how to build an email list. If you go to our website, globalfreedomcommunity.com, you're going to see, the first thing you're going to see on that website is an offer to opt into a free resource that we created for our audience. So hands down, the best way to build your email list is to create some type of free resource that your ideal client or customer would love to get their hands on, right? Something that's going to give them a quick win, something that's going to give them some quick tips. Typically, this is like a PDF download that you create in Canva or something like that. And you give them this free resource in exchange for their name and email address. Now, when you are building your email list in terms of like softwares, there's tons of different softwares out there, but typically what you want is some type of autoresponder software. So Kajabi is a digital course, hub, and you can send email through Kajabi. So there's several others like that as well. We use Active Campaign, which is just email marketing because it's got a ton of robust features and it starts off at a very low price point and it grows as you grow, which we love. There's other companies out there, MailChimp, Aweber, both two really, really good companies for building your email list. And what that does is it allows you to automate your email marketing, right? So for example, this morning, when I wanted to tell you guys that we were going live, I created an email several days ago. I pre-scheduled this email to go out at 8:40 this morning, Texas time. And I set it up so that that email would go out to over 10,000, actually over 11,000 people with one click of a button, right? That's the advantage of an email autoresponder. So if we were building through just like Gmail or Hotmail, you have to send those emails like individually to every person, which would be a nightmare, right? You couldn't do that as your email list grows. So, so that right there is a really good strategy and a really good way to think about it. So I was looking at this answer here. Someone said, unfortunately, that's not possible. You need your people to be able to opt in and opt out. Yeah, exactly. So that's the other disadvantage to Gmail or Hotmail is legally people need to be able to click a link at the bottom of your email and say, I don't want to get these emails anymore, right? Legally, they need to fill out a form that says, I do want to get these emails. That's the freebie, right? They're filling out that form for the freebie. And then at any point, if they decide they no longer want to get communication from you, they need to be able to click a link that unsubscribes them and takes them off your list, right? And autoresponders have all of that built in. They all have that link automatically at the bottom, so you don't have to stress about that or worry about that. So that's a really good tip, absolutely. So this is a great question. What is your opinion on an email list versus texting list with their phone number? I say, why rely on one, right? I think texting, hang on, I'm gonna get another drink of my coffee. I don't want it to get cold. I think text message marketing got really, really hot for a while, right? And it still is. However, you've probably noticed if you just think about like the places you shop online, right? If you shop on Wayfair, there's a clothing boutique I love called Lulu's. I know there's a place called Parachute. They do towels and sheets and linens and things like that, right? And email list. Oh, mom, was that you? That gave the tip about the opt in, opt out. I didn't see your name. It's not showing up for some reason. That's so weird. Your name always shows up. Sorry about that, mom. I knew she was in here manning the chat somewhere, but I hadn't seen her name. So I was like, well, maybe she's not here. So anyways, I love it. That's funny. Okay. So going back to, these places you shop online, you've probably noticed recently, they'll say, enter your email to get 15% off, right? And you enter your email, and then on the next page, they're like, if you really want the 15% off, you've also got to give me your phone number, right? And for a while, I was doing that easily, didn't even think about it. And I noticed I started getting 15, 20, 30 text messages a day from these companies, not from one single company, but all the companies I had opted into. And personally, I found it to be very intrusive, right? Whereas email, I can sit down, I can look at it when I want to look at it, I can close it when I want to close it, but text message is very intrusive. So I do think texting is a great strategy, but I don't think it can take the place of email, right? So we like to send text messages when someone registers for one of our webinars and we want to remind them that their webinar time is coming up. So it's one quick text and it's like, hey, I need you to see this now, not 15 minutes from now. So we're going to send you a text message, right? There's a lot of benefits to texting. I think even occasionally, our friend Mark Harbert has a really great texting campaign, and he sends us maybe 3 or 4 texts a month, which I think is really great. But he emails us multiple times a week, right? And so I think texting, exactly, Priscilla. Priscilla said, I think texting works really well for the correct audience, and they must be warm. They must be expecting your texts. Absolutely. I think the warmer your audience, the better text messaging is going to work. And mom, hit the nail on the head. Good to have an addition to email list, but shouldn't replace the email list. So if you guys are excited now, I kind of scared you in the beginning, right? Scared you into wanting to build an email list. That's how committed we are to helping you see this. I'm like, hey, you could lose everything. You've got to be building an email list. But I tried to really lighten the mood on the back end here and share some of the benefits to building an email list, regardless of what industry you are in, right? Regardless, you've got to have a good email marketing campaign. So if you are excited now, or at the very least, curious about building an email list, I want you to go ahead and mark your calendar for next Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern. We're doing another video here. I'm going to share the secret or the title with you because I think it's important that you know what it is. So next week, we are talking about the 5 steps to creating a profitable social media presence. And yes, capturing leads through email is one of those 5 steps. Okay. So we've got the 5 steps coming at you next Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern, and a very special announcement about a brand new free workshop that we are offering in the month of April, where we're going to help you get started on building your email list, right? So along with like a bunch of other things. It's not an email marketing workshop, I promise. So if that's not interested to you, or you're already building an email list, we're here to help you build a profitable social media presence. And that's what that workshop is all around. So if you're curious, if you're excited, if you want to start increasing, if you want to start grow, maybe you want to start an email list, maybe you want to grow your current list, or maybe you just want your list to be more engaged and actually start making more profit from your list. Any of those, regardless of where you are, this workshop is going to be amazing for you. And we're going to announce all the details next Thursday, while also sharing those 5 steps to a profitable social media presence. So mark your calendar. We will see you right back here next Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern. And thank you for hanging out with me today. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. And thanks for hanging out. We'll see you next week.